Hello. We should be good to go. Hi. Welcome to hopefully the last stream of Super Smash Bros. Brawl on this channel. I want to go through all the remaining modes. But first we actually still have some stuff left in Subspace Emissary, so we'll take care of that and then go on to, again, hopefully cover everything else. But we'll see if that actually works out, because I'm going to be greatly overestimating how long this will take. And we should be ready to go. So, last stream, we got through the main story of the Subspace Emissary, but once you beat it, you actually unlock 3 hidden fights. So we'll be starting out with those. We'll leave it on normal, and I have no clue who to pick for this one. I'm almost leaning Ike, to be honest. The biggest issue is going to be getting to the secret fights, because you actually do have to fight your way over to them, and that's gonna suck. It's just kind of a time waster, if anything. Do the presidents always have eyes like that? I don't remember. The eyes look really off for some reason, though. I don't know why, but anyway. Hi, hope everyone's doing well today. I am very tired. Never mind, the door's right here, I think. Alrighty, first hidden fight. Toon Link. He is, obviously from the Wind Waker. We got the King of Red Lions. Not the King of Red Lions. Tetra's pirate ship. Though the King of Red Lions does show up eventually. Hi Serena, welcome on in. Thank you for the head pass. Hope you're doing well. These secret fights kind of suck, in my opinion, or maybe I'm just bad at the game. But do not be shocked if I end up screwing up one of these. And I also don't know if I want to go to the effort of re-fighting them, just because of how annoying it would be to actually backtrack in like the swamp where I think you have to fight Rayquaza again, if it's the stage I think it is. So yeah, I don't know how I would feel about refighting if one of these goes wrong. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how I'm feeling. Hell. So yeah, Toon Link is kind of like a soft echo of Link, which is a pattern, because like the previous game had young Link from specifically Majora's Mask, I'd say is the biggest inspiration for young Link in that game, with like Termina as his stage and everything. But yeah, there's Toon Link. And the stage auto ends when you do these fights, by the way, which is nice. Next up should be the swamp or the ruins. I kind of want to do the ruins next, so we'll use Toon Link since we just got him, but use a comparable team beyond that. I'm deliberately picking characters I can sort of play, because again, we actually do have to fight the character with whoever we enter with, and a lot can go wrong in this game. So yeah, we'll have to make our way over there. It's gonna actually be a bit. I think I have to do an auto-scroller for this one. Alrighty, the biggest problem I have is just that one room where you have like the little like carousel thingy. Oh shoot, and then you have all of the like regenerating enemies, and then the cannon in the middle. Like that part sucks. And that's the part I'm most afraid of getting through. Did I not get that trophy, or does it just show up every time? Hell, case in point, you can just get bodied really easily in this game. It's Link, he's from Zelda, correct, Serena? Good job. Serena's very cute, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but if you didn't know that, she's very cute. But yeah, this is gonna take longer than I thought, actually. Oh, I could've used an actual heal and not just a life, but okay. Please be a heal. Cool. Yeah, this cannon can mess you up if you're not careful, so that's what I was really afraid of. I think I actually screwed this up the previous time. No, it was a different Switch, but either way. So yeah, we have this auto-scroller, not my favorite thing in the world, to have to replay an auto-scroller every time you want to refight this next character, which is why I'm opting to not refight if we don't actually win, which we'll have to see how this goes. Toon Link is like the closest thing I have to a main at this point in this game, which isn't saying a lot, because I don't really think I'm a Toon Link main per se, but again, closer than a lot of the other characters, I would say. Do not be shocked if I do the other modes with Toon Link, just for the sake of convenience and relative ease. Yeah, I don't know, the Prisma's like off, and I don't know if that's like a completion thing. Alright, so we have this long-ass elevator. Again, I don't actually like how Toon Link looks in this game. He looks so washed out. Which is like just kind of the Brawl art style. It's not my favorite art style. I actually think Brawl looks kind of bad, and I feel like it's actually just gotten worse with time. Ow, okay. So there should be a door to an optional area. I also don't remember those being metal before. Either way. I want to say the hidden door is under this platform. So there it is. Next up is Wolf O'Donnell. This game introduced a lot of bad guys in hindsight, like Deity sort of being a bad guy. Wolf is also ambiguous, he's not always a bad guy. Like an Assault, which he's largely based off of, I would say, in this version. He's kind of more of an anti-hero, I would say. Wolf is so funny in this game, you will have to explain, because I actually do not know the reason for that. They gave him Sonic's up smash? Oh. Yeah, I actually like Toon Link better than regular Link in this game, just because his attacks are a little bit faster. A lot of his Link's multi-hit moves are single-hit, and I find that way more convenient. He barely got into the full game, I did not know that. I remember when the game came out in Japan in like January, and then it came out like March 9, I want to say, in the West. This leaked, obviously. Everyone knew about the hidden characters well in advance. So, yeah. Okay, that's bad. Actually, that might be not enough. Okay. Well, that might be good, might be bad. Never mind, we don't need it. Cool. So, 2 down, 1 to go. Arguably the most annoying to get to. But this next one is not exactly easy to get to either. I still didn't complete the runs, damn. But I think it should be the swamp. Let's actually do something here. Let's actually go in with Wolf, and try to fight the next and last unlockable character with the secret characters. I guess Ike still. But we have to get to that first. I was trying to remember, is this the one with Rayquaza? I guess it's not. Well, that's not as bad as I remembered it being, at least. It's still pretty deep into the level, though, which is not my favorite thing. Like, the first door in the forest is at the very beginning, so it's not that inconvenient. This is mildly inconvenient. Oh my gosh. Cool, we're fine. Nailed it. Neat. I want to say it's in the cannon section. So that's a ways in, I think, it's yet again after an auto-scroller. Oh shoot. That did not have a hitbox go as far as I thought it would. I am playing fast and loose today, which bodes well for later. Okay. Fast and loose. Okay, Wolf is already gone. Neat. So I guess we're gonna be rocking Toon Link for this. Which, you know, no objections here. Oh yeah, you have to do this enemy fight. Again, this is just like... It takes so long. I wish the doors were all like in the forest where they were relatively early into the stage. Because again, if you lose, then you have to redo all of this. Which is not my favorite thing. The slow-ass auto-scroller. Yeah, how's everyone doing today? On this nice Monday, or hopefully nice Monday. My Monday's okay, I'm not at 100%, but it could be worse, but it could also be better. Can I, like, grab a ladder out of that? I don't know if I can. I also don't know if this is the right door. I think we have to go up higher. Like, I want to say this is just a temp stop. Oh yeah, Toon Link can wall jump. I don't know if Young Link can. Okay. That's fine. The temptation at this point to just lose enough times to loop back to Wolf in order to actually show him off more. But that's very risky. Alright, we're finally free. Cool. Oh right, Giant Diddy we have to fight. Oh god. With this character roster, this is not gonna be fun. Oh. Case in point. Again, if you lose the refight, or if you lose the secret fight, there's so much that's like, that you have to go through. You have to go through an auto-scroller and a mini-boss just to get another shot at this fight. It's kinda dumb. In my opinion. Especially with how easy it is to get to Toon Link's entrance. It's very inconsistent. I don't know why that KO'd. There's a lot of stuff that points to him being a late addition. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this definitely could have gone a lot better. That's why I saved Swamp for last, because, yeah, we're down to our last character. It should be coming up here, actually. Like, I wanna say it's in this, like, zone. But then we have to do another, like, enemy clear out room, which again, this is like the deepest end of any of them. I think it's after this? There it is, yeah. Given the circumstances... Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Okay, how do I make this work, actually? Oh, god. Genuinely, I don't know how to make this work. Actually, the best thing to do might be to just let Ike sink, and that might put us back on that platform. I guess we're doing this with Wolf after all. I think this is the right door. Yep, it is. So our final opponent is Jigglypuff. Very silly little thing. I don't know how this is going to go. Do I know how to play as Wolf? Absolutely not. In any of his appearances. He's kind of also like a pseudo-echo. He's got a blaster, but it's got like a bayonet at the front, essentially. So it deals a lot of damage. He's still got a counter. He has like a side B that goes like diagonally up, I think. And I think it meteor smashes too. Then he has like a kick upwards instead of... Then you can actually aim instead of like the Fire Fox and Fire Falco moves. Or is it like Firebird? I don't remember what it's called. God, I don't know how to play as this character. I'm playing a relatively annoying secret fight as this character is not convenient. If I can get the Dragoon piece, that'll help. Or I can just try to, like, edge guard like that. Or just do that. That works, too. I'll take it. Jigglypuff was almost cut too, damn. I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest, given that she's been around since the beginning. But yeah, that's actually all the secret characters. Again, not gonna be concerned about getting everything, because just it's gonna take forever coming out some of these levels. We never went over this mechanic. You can actually put stickers you find on the trophy base of your character, which gives them different buffs. You can also just arrange these if you want. Obviously, this would make your life a lot easier, and you can also have like different lists per character, it looks like, so that's nice. But yeah, that's basically it for the Subspace Emissary. So next up is Classic Mode. Fear. I'm gonna do this just as a safety net. Well, we did go through all of the characters except Jigglypuff. So what if we do a Classic Mode as Jigglypuff? This can not end badly. Clearly, this can only end well. So, Classic Mode is just your standard, like, arcadey kind of mode. I don't entirely remember all the gimmicks of this one, but this one's actually kind of boring. For one very specific reason, and that's that there are fewer minigames. And the minigames, great, cool, love it. The minigames that are here are just not that great. In my opinion, you just get like one, and you have fixed stages for them. It's not as variable as Melee's, or even 64s for that matter. So in a lot of ways, this kind of feels like a regression. Stage 2, I think, is always a double battle. You have this weird stage. I don't even remember the context for it in its original game. So yeah, Jigglypuff is a classic. I always think of Jigglypuff as female for some reason. You know, Jigglypuff can be either. The stopwatch can also work backwards sometimes, which I think is what happened there. I think DK grabbed it, not me. So it's a good thing I didn't grab it, actually. Obviously, it's very light, case in point. But the biggest downside for Jigglypuff is one of the main moves that really works in its favor is Rest, which is a very high risk, high reward. In terms of just like fighting game terminology, you have like plus on block and minus on block and all that stuff. Rest is like interesting because it basically means you fall asleep if you miss. And then you are wide open for counterattacks. This Spear Pillar, this is actually an unlockable stage in event mode, but three separate Pokemon can appear. Cresselia showed up very briefly, can launch various shockwaves at you. But you also have Dialga, who can like slow down the stage, I think. And Palkia, who can flip it upside down, basically. So we have the multi-man type fight where we just have to KO a bunch of really easy to launch versions of a character. Now I'm trying to actually think. In older games, you actually had like the fighting polygon team, I think, and then there was something similar to that in 64, but I don't remember what that was. So yeah, Target Smash is kind of boring in this game, and you have to play twice per classic run. Basically, the stage depends on difficulty, so this is stage 2. To actually get stage 1, you have to play on easy. So you can basically unlock 2 stages per run, up to a point. There are 5 stages in total, and we'll be going through the remaining stages after, probably. But yeah, it's not super exciting, to be honest. It's kind of not my favorite thing. I miss having dedicated stages per character, though I will fully concede that would be insane to do for Ultimate. Like, that'd be wild to have like specialized break the target stages per character in Ultimate. That's kind of the problem that Street Fighter is running into a little bit right now, is having too much like specific content per DLC, so the entire pipeline feels like it slows down because of like World Tour. World Tour is a move that most people feel like they haven't even played, because it's like just glorified tutorial. A lot of people who play Street Fighter are already relatively familiar with it. I want to do a World Tour stream, but the only problem is playing it on PC might cause issues, and I don't want to rebuy the game on anything else. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world, obviously. It's pretty cheap nowadays to buy like a physical copy on like PS4 or something. But also, like, I wish I just had a slightly more powerful PC that could do PC gaming while streaming. But it's a little bit of a tall ask with my current setup. It's why I actually still like consoles a lot, even the PS5 that people always dunk on for having no games. I actually play a lot of third-party games on PS5 just for the sake of convenience of if I eventually stream them. I say as I've rarely ever streamed games on PlayStation. There are a couple coming up for this series. There's 2 in total, and one isn't actually going to be on hardware because it's not been re-released on hardware past 2006, which is ridiculous to think about in those terms. Jigglypuff also has Pound as her side B, which is not a great move. She can also sing. She can also use Rollout, though I don't think Rollout's damage like stacks the way it would in actual Pokemon. Actually, okay, Sing is up B, so that can put people to sleep, as you would expect per Jigglypuff. But yeah, overall, not my favorite. I would definitely be having an easier time going through Classic mode if I was not playing as Jigglypuff. But again, we really didn't see her much in this playthrough. I do like Jigglypuff, it's very cute. I definitely would love to use the Wigglytuff on my team as like a tank, essentially. Similar to like Blissey also. The other thing worth mentioning about that is I have a lot of nostalgia for Wigglytuff specifically because of another game, and you probably know which game it is if you played it. It is definitely also on this short list of games for this series. And that is the hint I'm giving. It's probably the game after next, actually, because based on when I played Brawl in 2008, and when said game actually came out, it's like, yeah, no, this would line up. Metal Rob on Mario Bros. Is like a match made in hell. Our best bet is literally to try to off-screen him, I'm pretty sure. Like, genuinely. Because we're not going to get much luck otherwise. Because the stage is big, and it's really hard to KO a metal character. Because, like, knockback, like, launch distance is greatly reduced. So yeah, just trying to, like, cheese them off the side of the stage might be our best bet here. Mind you, we were playing on normal. There are bonuses if you beat it on a higher difficulty. If you beat the game on hard in 9 minutes, you can actually unlock a secret fight with Crazy Hand and Master Hand together. Which is actually interesting that you never fight Master Hand in Subspace Emissary. It just shows up, just being controlled, and dies. And that's it. Also, like I was saying before, the E10 rating would have existed at this point. I do think the scene with Master Hand, and I've theorized this as a kid for a long time, that the scene with Master Hand, like having visible like wounds, is probably why this game is T and not E10. Because otherwise this could probably be E10. Wow, Sonic's light in this game. I didn't think that was gonna KO. And then we have the second round, so again, unlike Melee and 64 that had different games, you're stuck with just one. Because, like, Melee had, like, Race to the Finish, which was always fun. You had, like, the one where you knock the targets into... the trophies into, like, the target area. And, in general, the move to just having specific stages like this feels like a massive step back. IMO. I just would prefer having more variety. And doing this, like, 35 times, this actually more than that, because you have Pokemon Trainer and Sheik, and Zero Suit Samus. So yeah, no, that actually would take a while to get every character. I have not done that for the sake of this playthrough, for the record. I do not have time for that. In terms of, like, unlocking, I did not plan ahead far enough to be able to unlock all that stuff to show. And I don't have all the trophies either. I actually don't even remember if I showed the trophies in Melee. Truth be told, I haven't even edited that one yet, because I just finished editing the Galaxy playthrough. So yeah, I guess I'll find out in a short bit. Yeah, Jigglypuff, like Kirby, also has multiple jumps, which is really nice. Which is why she doesn't have a standard up B, I would assume. The Dragoon parts are showing up a lot this run. And again, there's a reason I set the stock count high, because it's like Jigglypuff is not my main, and is a lightweight, so easy to get thrown around. This is still one of my favorite versions of Final Destination though. It's really pretty. Had to get one in. Very gutsy, given I wasn't really on solid ground when I did that, but it worked. And then, there we go, Master Hand. So yeah. Otherwise, we would end up having Crazy Hand if we're on the higher difficulty and got through it really quickly, but as is, we just have Master Hand. 4 is interesting because of like the Master Fortress, where you have like the different forms of the final boss that just kind of go through different stages. I have never seen that actually. I've never done that in Wii U. Hug the fox? Oh, thank you. Hug the Serena. But yeah, I overall feel like Brawl, from a single player standpoint, is a little bit mixed, and same with Melee, where it's like, there's pros and cons to both. It's like, I do like Subspace Emissary for the cutscenes, but not so much for the gameplay. So I almost feel like Melee's adventure mode is a little bit more succinct, especially going through it with every character. But I do still love the cutscenes in Subspace Emissary. Classic modes a step back due to having fewer like optional things or like side modes. Yeah, there's only gonna be 2 trophies. I did one test run as Mario to gauge how long it would take, and that was it. And we have credits, but like usual, you can actually interact with them to get coins that we can use to get more trophies and stickers and stuff. But yeah, that was classic mode. Again, very simple, like arcade mode kind of experience. Not my favorite. My favorite is probably Ultimate. It has the least variety, weirdly enough, because it actually doesn't have variants. Every character has a specific classic route for them, which is interesting actually, because it means that you have themed routes, which I actually really like. Hi GB, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm surprised they show Mew and Celebi, because I think they're hidden Pokeball spawns. And you also get to fire at all the different trophies, and in Melee it was actually credits, and same with like Ultimate, I know. But this actually does make sense from the perspective of the credits in Subspace Emissary. So that's like your dedicated story mode. It's very much structurally similar to like Air Riders, weirdly enough. 144 out of 259. Not great, but could have been worse. Yeah, we just got through classic mode. That was really easy. So yeah, we've actually gotten a semi-decent showcase of most characters. We didn't see certain characters in Subspace Emissary hardly at all, to be fair. But next up would be All-Star Mode. I'm gonna go with my main for this one, because I want to have fun with this. So, the way All-Star Mode works is 1, you have to unlock all the characters. 2, you basically go through them in sets in order from first release to most recent release. So Game & Watch is always first. This is a set order, but within the stage you have variations. For example, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same stage every time. And we lucked out, because on my one practice attempt at this, I got the scrolling Mario Bros stage, which was hell. It was the underground version specifically, to make it even worse. So yeah, I will take Mario Circuit. This is like way more navigable compared to Mario Bros. I forget what that stage is called, like the Mario, like, scrolly one. The one that's like apocalyptic, like Mad Max Mario 1, for lack of a better word, where it's like apocalyptic. Such a weird idea for a stage. There is something to be said about Brawl's approach to stages being very fast and loose, compared to like Ultimate, which is like, here's just a stage from a game that looks like it was transplanted straight from said game. Mushroomy Kingdom, that's the name of it. But yeah, that's such a weird stage because it doesn't feel like something that they would do anymore, just because of how out there it kind of was. So yeah, some of these fights are very odd because you just have like one character to worry about. In this case, sort of two. I think Nana actually has like an invisible percent gauge, because she does get easier to launch as she takes damage. Certain color palettes also swap which is the front character. Like in typical Sakurai fashion for like design for arenas, you have what am I trying to say? 3 healing items that you can use at your leisure. Whenever you feel like you need a bump, you can just heal. Probably not for a bit, unless we get really beat up in this fight. Not my favorite stage. I would prefer Bridge of Eldin just because you can cheese them off the side really easily, which is obviously a lot easier. But yeah, you can kind of tell that I have a decent knowledge of Toon Link, at least from the other games, like Ultimate mainly. I don't even know if I played Toon Link much in Wii U. Again, I mostly played like Zero Suit Samus in Wii U, I think. Oh shoot, it's kind of interesting also, like Sheik and Zelda are split in 4 because of like 3DS processing concerns. Conversely, in Ultimate, they re-merged Pokemon Trainer back together, but Sheik and Zelda I think are still separate characters. Because they're distinct versions of Zelda, they're not the same one. I think there was like a data mine at the time where like Tetra might have been a playable character. So like a variation on the concept where you have like Tetra and Zelda. Spoilers, I guess, for an upcoming playthrough. Wow, it's so weird playing against one character here, because now there's like 3 or 4 in a way. I also think Zero Suit Samus is still separated in Ultimate compared to in this game, where they're the same. Skyworld's a fun stage. You can easily get like a meteor smash off this upper ledge, because you can break these platforms. I forget who the other data mined characters were. I also don't know how far along the data for Tetra would have been, like how close to even being a functional character she would have been. Oh, that was almost bad. I almost just SD'd off the side of the stage because I hit Boomerang. In this game, Pit and Lucas are both voiced, I'm pretty sure, by Lanny Minella, who's well known for voicing Nancy Drew in a lot of Nancy Drew games, but also like Rouge the Bat in Sonic, through probably Heroes or Battle, one of the two. We might die here actually. Snake hits really hard. There's a actual chance that Snake can kill us at 83%, relatively easy. So we need to be careful. That's not exactly what I call being careful. Alright, we're fine. The name's there, gotcha. Shouts to Jam being in the file since the launch of Strive as in a placeholder like folder, and it took all the way until Season 5 to actually get her in. I'm gonna do this as a safety precaution. Great. The worst stage in the game, probably. This is like not a fun stage, in my opinion, just because it's so big, it's really hard to get a KO. Your best bet at getting a KO is like a stage KO off this like little thing up here. You can't tech that though, so it can be a little annoying. Ultimate Chimera can easily one-hit KO you. I think you can, like Serena was showing me, you can actually like dodge it in Ultimate. I don't know if that's the case in this game, because I'm not really an expert on the differences. Yeah, you gotta stay away from it or else you're in high danger. Oh my gosh, trying to line up an up air, because that's probably our best bet at actually getting this. There we go. Yeah, again, Toon Link is a character I'm at least relatively comfortable playing compared to a lot of the roster. It's just a shame if you're going by Subspace Emissary order, he's unlocked super late, so we didn't really get to take advantage of that in the story mode, because I definitely would have a more breezy time otherwise. Link himself is actually one of the only original characters to get a lot of changes between games. Because in Brawl, instead of the boomerang, he has the Gale boomerang from Twilight Princess and actually can pull characters towards you occasionally. And then in Ultimate, he's changed significantly to Breath of the Wild Link. The core moveset is still there, but he has a lot of the changes specific to that game, like remote bombs. Also, a lot of the final smashes in this game are really funny because they're so generic. Like Triforce Slash in this game is kind of weird. Like everything in Brawl, like, in not a bad way, in like a relatively neutral to positive way, a lot of things in Brawl feel very off-brand to me, if that makes sense. Like things that don't feel like they would be allowed anymore, just because of like brand. Like parody and like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like Nintendo feels like they're more like controlling of the brand's like image compared to back here where you have like Mario Strikers and stuff like that. It feels a little bit riskier, I guess, for lack of a better word. Yeah. So yeah, you can break the floor on Green Hill Zone, which is scary. The checkpoint can also deal damage. It's actually like a 2D object. Shout out to like EGM, which is like an old gaming magazine that had an April Fool's Day thing about like, oh, Sonic is in melee if you do this specific set of steps. That was a big thing back in the 90s, where you would often have gaming publications giving these wild, like, oh, do this specific set of steps to unlock, like, weird cheats in these games. And, it's fascinating, actually, in hindsight, because I feel like we don't get that anymore, partly because games don't have unlocks, they have DLC, to be blunt. It's why, actually, I kind of like how Air Riders has so many unlockable characters, because we don't get that anymore. Like, genuinely, I can't remember the last game that had most of its core roster unlocked just through gameplay. I still don't like a lot of the roster choices in Air Ride, weirdly enough. Air Riders, specifically. I do wish there were more, like, more characters just by a little bit. Again, I wish the Mage Sisters were there, and I wish, like, Ado or Adeline was there. Because she was in Star Allies. They have a relatively up-to-date design for her, so I feel like she should have been there. But that's my major grievance with Air Riders, and other than that, I really enjoyed it. Also, just the angle of it being kind of luck-based, as a lot of, like, racing games are. Like, I think it was my favorite of the three racing games last year, that, like, platform mascot racing games of the year, to clarify. But yeah, in general, I do kind of wish more games had, like, unlockable characters instead of just buy them. Like, I've been researching One Piece games a lot because Serena's been showing me One Piece. So it's fascinating to me how oftentimes I'll be like, oh, this is an interesting looking roster. I'll boot up the game and there's like 4 characters. Like, I literally did that last night. There was like a 3DS game and there's like 4 characters base roster. It's like, are you for real? But yeah, you have to unlock all the rest, and it's like kind of nifty actually. I actually like unlocking characters because it gives you something to do. And again, it's really frustrating how much you don't get that anymore. Like, imagine, like, okay, you have a problem though with meta. Air Rider's not as much because it's relatively chill as a game. But like Smash Bros is kind of risky in that regard. Like Ultimate does make you unlock the roster, and it takes a long time. But you can either do it through World of Light or by just playing like 10 matches and then you'll get the next character. So it's not too demanding, I would say, but there is still the angle of what if you want to play online. I think a lot of games have online on the forefront too often, to the point of like, but what if you want to like play as your main online day one, and you might not be able to do that? And it's like, yeah, not the DLC magically fixes that, because you have the problem of having to buy all the characters that you actually want to play. Hi, sign the Dizzy main. One interesting thing is, unlike Sheik and Zelda, well, Sheik and Zelda and Samus and Zero Suit Samus, you actually do have to fight all of the Pokemon trainers' Pokemon for this. You don't have to like fight Sheik and Zelda separately, which is weird. Or did I? It's like, I could have sworn I fought Charizard. I don't remember seeing Ivysaur, because that went so quickly. Why did we get Waddle Doo twice, I'm pretty sure. Also, we're at the very end. We might as well heal. Even though we only have Olimar, this is not going to be a problem. It feels like Pikmin had a massive identity shift after Pikmin 1, 2, because like just the atmosphere of Pikmin 3 is very different, and again with Pikmin 4, I'm still mad about Pikmin 4 a little bit. I like Pikmin 4 a lot as a game, I just don't understand why they needed to make a reboot. So that's just very confusing to me. I wish they had continued on the story they were setting up in Pikmin 3, but they don't. It's just permanently unresolved, basically. So basically, the trophy you get from Classic Mode is the character. The trophy you get from All-Star Mode is the Final Smash. So we have Link's, Toon Link's version of Triforce Slash, which is a little bit more cartoony. And we got the Village of the... It's Blue something, I forget the name. Blue Maiden or something? I forget. It's from Four Swords Adventure. It's a weird game. Four Swords and Four Swords Adventure are interesting. Four Swords less so because, like, it came first. But it kind of just makes the rest, since all those games use the same art style, they kind of all end up feeling like ROM hacks of each other. Also, this is exactly the same as before, so we're just gonna zip by. You can still actually fire and get coins this way, it's just obviously you're gonna have a hard time hitting anything when it's going this quickly. But yeah, for the sake of time, we're gonna speed through that. So yeah, not great, but I wasn't really trying that time. I don't know if these are different between Classic and All-Star. Genuinely do not recall. I think the photos are different, but not the, Speaking of Four Swords, case in point. So yeah, that's All-Star Mode taken care of. So we have Event Mode, that's gonna take a bit. So I think actually next I want to go backwards here and start with boss battles. I'm gonna turn it down to easy just to give myself a slightly better chance of surviving. But yeah, you just fight all the bosses. Again, it's kind of weird having two boss rushes in this game actually, because you have like All-Star Mode, which works like the Arena and Superstar onwards. And then you have boss battles. Even Ultimate doesn't have a boss battles mode, I don't think. Which kind of sucks, because there's a lot of really cool bosses in that game. There's a lot of weird oversights with Ultimate in terms of modes. Like, there's just a few things I wish were there, to be honest. Again, same structure. I could probably do this on normal with 3 heart containers. I just don't want to chance it, because I know I'm not the best at this game, and some of these bosses suck, like Taboo can just kind of one-shot you. I don't know if they actually changed that for this, since you only have 1 stock. I'm sure on like intense difficulty, Taboo would still one-shot you very easily. Ow. Case in point, I very much did not dodge that. But I actually don't know if Taboo still one-hit kills you on like easy. I would hope not, because that'd be rude otherwise, but... oh well. Duon. Or is that the other one? Yeah, it's Duon. Got it. Playing fast and loose here. The biggest thing I dislike about Toon Link is... actually, no, it's not a like or a dislike. It's kind of a neutral, like, breaks even. One difference with Toon Link is a lot of his aerials are one-hit combos instead of two-hit. Which I prefer over regular Link, but the downside of his down air is it basically launches him straight down. It's really great as a spike if you hit it, otherwise he can just plummet into the abyss. So yeah, it's risk versus reward compared to Link, where you have a little bit more maneuverability if you whiff it. His neutral air is still 2-hit though. I think he has a kick actually as the Twilight Princess Link. It's kind of weird to think that we got two vastly different Zelda games in a generation, because we never got that, basically. Like, ever. Because, like, if you think about it... well, no, that's not true, NES. Because you have Zelda and Zelda 2 that are vastly different from each other, stylistically speaking. But then you have... SNES, where you just got like the Satellaview games, and which are kind of cheating in a way, as like Super Nintendo, since those are like streamed and work very differently. But then you have Game Boy Advance, where you have a remake of Link's like Link to the Past. Well, actually no, I skipped Game Boy. Link's Awakening, Oracle, and the Oracle games all kind of feel like they have a shared identity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. To the point that it doesn't feel, to me at least, like they're that different from each other, even though they have a lot of unique gimmicks. Even though two of them weren't even made by Nintendo, they were largely done by Capcom, from what I recall. Minish Cap, again, to Four Swords, is the same art style, ostensibly. Just like a prettied up version of that art style. But like... we just had Twilight Princess, which is kind of cheating, because like, let's be real, it's just the GameCube game, but flipped. And with motion controls, can't forget about the motion controls. Well, yeah, GameCube had Four Swords Adventure, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker. That's a weirdly diverse lineup for one system. Like, to think if it had come out when it had been planned, like, Twilight Princess would have only been like 2 or 3 years after Wind Waker. Because I want to say I was aiming for like 2005, and then got like pushed back for like the Switch, like, why did I say Switch? That's Breath of the Wild. The Wii's launch, but I may be wrong on that. But the point still stands, it's like, you basically take a game and delay it for the next gen, so that happened with Breath of the Wild also. So like, in terms of like Zelda, we haven't gotten a unique art style for a Zelda game in a really long time. Which kind of feels like a missed opportunity, but also game development is way harder than it used to be. Like, time and money is way tighter for this. Which sucks, because it does feel like the overall like speed of getting new unique ideas is way slower, and also riskier. So we don't get as many unique games anymore. Like, yeah, getting Twilight Princess and Wind Waker back-to-back is just kind of ridiculous to think about, given how slow game development takes nowadays. Ready, go! And also, like, to be blunt, also having to have better workplace practices probably also slows things down a lot, given that, like, crunch is not as allowed. And let's be real, every Smash Bros. Game, as much as people do not want to admit this, was made with heavy crunch, because Sakurai constantly is overworking himself. So yeah. Okay, easy might be too easy, actually. We had, like, no trouble with that. I say it's almost just plummet off the pit. Okay. Again, don't know if that would insta-kill on easy. I don't want to find out, though. At least with a live example. You know. Yeah, tapping is just kind of annoying to fight, in my opinion. But actively frustrating on higher difficulties where, like, everything feels like it can just kill you instantly. Yeah, that takes care of that. 3 minutes. 3:51. Actually, I haven't done that yet. But yeah, I guess a little sneak peek, given I probably will cover this a little bit in more detail, but you have a standard, like, challenge board of unlock, so if you want to 100% the game, you have to do a lot, actually. But yeah. If we're going in order, next would be Multi-Man. You have different variations, 10, 100, 3 minute, 15 minute, endless, and then cruel. For the sake of demonstration, let's go 100. Actually, first let's, I don't know how long this will take, is the only problem. Once again, we're gonna stick with Toon Link, because my main, I've decided he is my main in this game. Yeah, you have the fighting alloys in this game that you oddly enough don't even see in arcade mode, unlike in Melee. They're all themed after a character. The blue one is Zelda, yellow is Mario, red is Captain Falcon, and green is Kirby. So yeah, just kind of standard stuff here. Again, you have the variations of like either getting as many as you can in a time limit, or just defeating 100 as fast as you can, or 10, which is not that much. I don't remember 15 being in Melee, but that seems excessive. Like, that just feels like it'll take forever to defeat 15 enemies. Or like enemies for 15 minutes and surviving that long. Occasionally, like in Melee, you will have like actual characters pop up that aren't going to be as much of like fodder. Cool. Not bad. I also don't know how move decay works in this game, now that I'm thinking about it, because I feel like we spammed a lot in Subspace, and I didn't really notice move decay that badly. I do like this battlefield also. I like the time of day shifting. I don't remember that being a thing in Melee, but also my memory's bad. No, battlefield in Melee is kind of boring, I think. Also, Shadow's an assist trophy, which everyone always wants Shadow to be an actual main character, which I actually don't feel strongly about, to be honest. My bias would say Tails is probably Tails, actually. But I do think it's more likely to be Shadow over Tails. Think of all the old, again, the old Melee rumor where it was specifically Tails in Smash Brawl, or Smash Melee. I don't know if we're surviving this, actually, because we have like 36 to go and we're at 96%. Which isn't great. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. It's like we need to be more careful than I'm currently being, probably. Not whiffing a smash attack, for starters. Actually, this bumper might help us a lot. Hi, Pit. Bye, Pit. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, no, we're not coming back from that. So yeah, that's an example of this mode. Again, not gonna do it again, just because it takes a bit. The one I will demonstrate, of course, is Cruel. Because this one is actually distinct. And very hard, as the name implies. So they are out for blood, and will wreck you. Typically the strategy I see recommend is just ledge, like, guarding a lot, and also just, like, dropping down and using, like, Marth up air to, not up air, like up B, to try to, like, chip away at them, and try to hit them with the tip of it to chip away. Wow, okay, that does not meteor smash. Okay, cool. We got one. That is more than I was expecting to get, so I'm happy with that. Like, genuinely, I was not expecting to get even one. So, I will take it. Next is Home Run Contest, which shouldn't be that bad to show off. They added a shield around the barrier, or like around the platform in this one, which is very nice. Gives you a little bit more leeway to actually hit it and not knock it off the edge, because I was doing that a lot when we were showing this off in Melee. So I'm very happy with that change. Not too shabby. Obviously could do better with practice, but not bad. Neat. Two things for that. The soundtrack to Clue Clue Land. I remember that being in the Animal Crossing NES lineup. But next we have Target Smash. We're gonna go through the remaining 3 stages that we didn't see in Classic, and then go through Event Mode. Probably. I think that would be what's next. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm going to take a short break. Hello, I have returned. Yeah, hope everyone's doing okay today. Just gotta sip a tea first before I jump back in. Let's turn off the music, obviously. And then reset tracking a bit. And then we'll be hopefully good to go. Also, I should turn the Wii remote back on, because these things turn off on their own after a bit, which is actually nice, but also inconvenient. Okie dokie, I am ready to resume. So, next up is Target Smash. There are 5 levels. We're gonna go through all of them again. Just sticking with Toon Link for my convenience, especially for things like this. We have to like shoot through a tiny gap. I don't know how easy that would be as like certain characters for sure. So yeah, to get this one, you have to play on the lowest difficulty in arcade mode, and once you actually play it once, you don't even have to finish it. Once you play it one time, you unlock it for free play, essentially. We did 2 and 3 already, so next up would be 4 and 5. I've already done these as Toon Link. Hi Delongpai, welcome on in. But yeah, I do wish each character had their own stage like in the previous games. Again, I do fully admit also that you get to a point of just too much content in this game. Like too many characters to make specialized stages for. So it ends up just becoming... It's a lot more work than it would have been back in the day. So it's one of those things that's like a necessary evil to me, where it's like, I understand why they don't do that anymore, but I can also still find it a bummer. But like, the way Melee themed each stage after every character's abilities was really cool, and I missed that, actually. And we can't hit this through here. Yeah, this is kind of slippery. Again, this would be kind of frustrating as specific characters. Not sure what you do about some of the roster. Like Bowser. Taking a gamble there, but it worked. And I'm not entirely sure what they want me to do here. I'm gonna try something. Nope, okay. Cool. That was kind of a leap of faith, but it worked, so neat. Not a new record, though. I don't know how I did that so fast, actually. And the final Break the Target stage. They do have fixed item spawns, though, so obviously you're intended to use some of these. I'm not sure if some of these are intended to be, like, used or thrown in some cases. This is dumb, because you can't double jump out of that. Obviously, as Toon Link, you can just, you know, use your moveset. But for some characters, that would not be a great option. For this, I think we have to do that. If we miss, we might have a problem, but again, Toon Link can handle this. Some of the other characters, not so much. And yeah, the backgrounds I think are from Subspace Emissary, so this is like the ruins, like the volcano-y, like lava area. Should have done this one sooner. But it's fine. Actually, I can just do this. It's the last one. So yeah, once again, a little bit slow, but it's fine. Okay, so that is all of the... That's a brief look at all of the stadium modes. So next up is events. So, once again, for the sake of my sanity, we're playing as uneasy, given that when I did the events in Melee, I got obliterated by a lot of the events. So just to make sure I can show all these off and actually finish them, hopefully, because again, had a hard time getting through some of them in Melee. Melee is just a harder game to play, in my opinion. Like, it's got a lot of complexity to its controls, like wave dashing, obviously, and just overall movement feels way more complicated than this game, which is so floaty that I feel like you have a little bit more wiggle room. It's not as demanding, in other words. But that's just me. Even Ultimate, I feel like, is less demanding than Melee. Melee is just, you have to do so much. Like, this feels like a carpal tunnel simulator at a point, just because of how much you have to do in that game. I didn't read the descriptions. I should do that, actually. So we'll go back once we're done with this one. But the goal of this is we have infinite final smashes. As soon as this one's out, we'll get another one. And we have to use the Landmaster to KO everyone. This one is on a time limit and just dependent on one surviving, which I almost didn't, because I almost flew off the edge. And then also getting a high score. So you can use boosters in the Landmaster. It's interesting, this is the 64 design. You can tell because it doesn't have wheels. Like, genuinely, the Landmaster in the Assault has wheels. This is more of like the classic tank design for the Landmaster. You also have the cannon too. You can also like off-screen KO like by doing that, which is always fun. So yeah, a lot of the missions are just kind of little showcases for the characters. Now there are two greedy kings, having a buddy doesn't change their natures, and Slippy, send me a Landmaster, show them Star Fox's final smash. Kirby must not board the halberd, repel him so the plans can succeed. So yeah, two Trouble Kings, Landmaster Ignition, and Pink Ball Repulsion. So this is when we have to play as Meta Knight. If I'm not mistaken, this is essentially a timed mission, because this platform will eventually land on the halberd proper, and we basically have to KO Kirby before it gets to that point. Like, he can't set foot on the halberd. Yeah, all of Meta Knight's, like, aerials are multi-hit, which I do not know how to use properly. Cleaning house in Skyworld. Destroy all the breakable terrain to remodel Skyworld. So yeah, very straightforward, just break all the platforms. I do like Pit a lot, especially in Smash 4, I want to say I played Pit a decent amount. Maybe, it might have been Ultimate actually. This is also a unique case where you can actually KO your opponent, and they just won't respawn at a certain point, given that the objective is to break the platforms, not to KO the opponent. Become the champion, the final Pokemon tournament challenge. Do your Pokemon match up? So we really didn't get to see this actually, but the way Pokemon Trainer works is down B is dedicated to swapping. So you cycle between Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, and that's the order it's always in. I don't think there's any issue of losing a Pokemon though, so that's something. Oh god, yeah, Ivysaur ain't surviving that at the very least. When you get KO'd, you automatically switch to the next Pokemon in line. Yeah, Charizard will have no problem surviving that. Saw Squirtle a decent amount, not so much the other two. There we go. That was very serendipitous, and that was a new record. Cool. Super Bowser Bros. Want to see what it's like to be Mario? Survive as you race to the flag. So yeah, this is another score attack one mixed with surviving. So we want to KO as many Marios as we can on the way to the end. Yeah, this is Mushroom Kingdom. This is the one I was talking about earlier. There are two variations of it, 1-1 and 1-2. The 1-2 version obviously is very annoying for KOs because it's the underground, so you're constantly hitting the ceiling. Which is breakable, but still takes a little bit of maneuvering. That's actually really bad, because of being stunned there. I like how Bowser just kind of like, I don't know, he doesn't really move, he just kind of like, it's like he's a car. It's really weird. I never quite understood Bowser's movement in these games. I also forget how he moves in Ultimate. I feel like he actually runs in those games. You have this little claw move which goes into like a slam. You have a spin, you got like the ground pound from Mario 3, and then you also have fire, because of course you do. I don't know how many KOs we got that time. 16, damn. Diddy Kong panic. So many angry little Diddy Kongs. Did they lose a race or something? Alrighty, so just KO all 15 of these. Piece of cake. One fun thing is this course does not exist in any Mario Kart, which again goes to the previous stage, where like Mushroomy Kingdom is like very out there conceptually. And again, it feels like for Melee and Brawl and 64, they had a little bit more creative leeway with stage designs, while in the later games they're much more directly themed. For example, the Mario Kart stages in Wii U and 3DS are Mario Circuit, as in the Mario Kart 8 one, and then Rainbow Road for Mario Kart for Smash Bros. For 3DS. That's what I was trying to say. Wow, my brain just kind of shut down for a moment. Oh, triple finish. Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard appear all at once in Pokemon Battle Royale. So we have to fight all three of them as Pikachu. I kind of forgot what I was saying, actually. Like where I was going with that sentence. Because I was going somewhere. Wow, that was easy. Took out 2 of them already. This isn't gonna be a new record just because Squirtle was so high up. Because my record previously was like 16 seconds or something. Yeah, I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I kind of wish Rainbow Road 3DS was in, Ultimate, but it would be kind of weird seeing it now, because that stage is actually just in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe now. It looks really pretty too. It's probably my favorite Rainbow Road, next to Wii. Fearsome Beast awaits in the dungeon. Pray you sell things before you see it. A bit of a timed mission. This one's actually kind of quirky, because if you defeat the 2 Diddy Kongs before you go to the lava area in the stage, you automatically win. But if you make it to the end, you do have to fight DK. Oh, I missed all those shots. And again, this is a case of it's not really a themed stage, because like you have the monastery in 3 houses, you have the Coliseum. The Coliseum is kind of generic actually in Wii U and 3DS. It's not really themed to like the main Coliseum. The monster beneath the earth. Also, battle regulars. The Smash Bros. Perfect Attendance crew. Fight the 8 regulars in order. For these, you get to pick whatever character you want. So probably Toon Link, as usual. So now we have the core 8 that have been every game. But actually, all the original 12 I think have been every game since. I think, unless I'm greatly misremembering. But I really do like how you have the handful of like standout, like returning characters in every game. The one exception that I feel like was previously established was how many times Jigglypuff almost got cut. I think Ness was almost considered once for getting cut too, because of like Lucas, because Mother 3 was originally in 64. So Lucas had been talked about in the series for a very long time. Hi, Starfy. This is probably before he was even named Starfy, because the little Japanese is like Nensetsu no Staffy. It's one of those things where it's like in English, someone would look at that and be like Staffy. So I get why they changed it to Starfy. That's the kind of the way a lot of like words work. Where they don't quite transliterate well, so they have to kind of help it out a bit. Because then you end up with like an Arceus situation where no one can agree on how to pronounce it. Well, that was convenient. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Final Destinations. I love the stage transitions thematically. To the different like backgrounds. I just think it's really pretty. Toon Link's explosions are also more cartoony, which is funny because he himself is not very cartoony in this game. That was not a new record, that was kind of slow. I used Ike before, so I got through it way faster. Yoshi's Rainbow. Yoshi's everywhere. Beat them in order. Red, pink, yellow, green, pale blue, and blue. So we're the ice climbers for this one on Mario's 64 like Rainbow Ride, though in this game it's Rainbow Cruise. Was it red, pink, or pink, red? I guess that's correct, okay. That was wrong. So case in point, you have to do it in order. And this one's easy, so we'll try it again. Okay, that was very dodgy there, but it worked. I did it again, because I forgot yellow spawned in first. One more try. Oh, that was almost bad. Yeah, Yoshi just the pink Yoshi just barely got KO'd. Okay, we're gonna keep doing this one because it's so short. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, try to finish every mission if I'm struggling this much, just because of sake of time. But again, this one's really short if done properly. Yellow, then green. Okay. That works. And then light blue, and then dark blue. See, it's so easy if you do it correctly, and I just kept botching it. Sleeping in the eggs. These two can't seem to settle down. Maybe they will if you put them in eggs. This one's really hard, actually, on higher difficulties. I remember as a kid struggling a lot with this. My biggest issue is just getting neutral B to come out. I kept side Bing on practice. Dragoon Strike. Reunite the 3 parts of the Dragoon aim well to launch your enemies. If I'm not mistaken, you do have to take them all out, but they don't necessarily have to be with one use of the Dragoon. I do love the stage, by the way. Like the Halberd in general. I love Superstar. Fun thing, I hadn't played Superstar when this game came out, genuinely. I watched videos of it, I'm pretty sure at this point, but I wouldn't have actually played it at that point. Please move closer together. There we go. Yeah, I was waiting for them to get a little bit closer to try to get 2 in 1. But yeah, I remember seeing like Revenge of Meta Knight and thinking it was like the coolest thing ever. And then Superstar Ultra got announced, so I was very excited because I really wanted to play Superstar. But didn't have a Super Nintendo and didn't know about emulation at the time. So yeah, I definitely was very excited to play Superstar Ultra later this year in 2008. Sproutage of the flower Pikmin. In time, Pikmin blossom. Guard the 6 Pikmin until they all bloom into flowers. A lot of these kind of feel like tutorials, essentially. So for this one, we have to protect the Pikmin from infinitely respawning Pikachu and Charizard. So basically, every like 40 seconds per Pikmin, they'll gradually become flower Pikmin. I think they do turn into buds first, probably around like 20 seconds, yeah. Case in point, it was 20 seconds when that happened. So yeah, you just gotta survive until they all flower. Olimar doesn't have a really good up B, it's just a grapple, like, you know, Zero Suit Samus has, which is not my favorite thing in the world. It's changed to the winged Pikmin, which I greatly prefer later on. The Hammer of the King. We are the 3 deities. It's King Deity times 3. Alright, 3 deities versus a very big metal deity on Animal Crossing, which is weird. There's no actual rep for this except the stage. Villager wasn't until Wii U and 3DS. Power Suit on. Quickly regain the Power Suit you lost. You will need a Smash Ball to do it. The time is 17:26, I just noticed. God damn it. Of course. Yeah, you have like 3 Zero Suit Samuses vying for the Smash Ball whenever it shows up. Each with 2 stocks, which is interesting. This is a very interesting stage. It actually will flip, which the original stage did not for the Frigate Orpheon. Yeah, no, I just didn't get spawning well. I wanted to climb a waterfall at high speed. Why? Because it's there. I don't know why, but that just makes me think of Star Trek V. Like, why climb a mountain? Because it's there. Which is like a weird thing to reference in this game, potentially. This is also a high score one plus a survival one. I don't know how much luck we'll have at actually landing KO, because the stage is a little unwieldy like that. I don't know if that counts. The way SDs count in this game is a little finicky, so it can be a little hard to tell. Yeah, just kind of like a generic DK level, but not really themed to anything specific. Like, in the next game, the stage just specifically returns, which is interesting. So yeah, when it loops is when it ends. I don't think we got a KO. It counted, okay, so that's 2. Super Waterfall Climb. Dark Link Duel. A predestined battle with the Dark Link. Nowhere to run, but no one in the way. So yeah, we fight Dark Link. This is actually different than the Dark Link in the game itself, because you have the portrait and the health icon. You can play as a Dark Link, but it doesn't look like this. It's not like pure shadow. It looks like the premonition from Twilight Princess. I'm trying to cheese him off the stage, which is very risky, especially because this is a stamina battle. I just realized it's like, oh, this isn't about KOs, it's about stamina. I don't think he has them like the rapid sword strikes like in Melee. Mario Bros. I came to find the Mario Bros. Roots. What's this giant stage? That's every competitive person seeing some new stages in this game. It's like, what the hell is the stage? This is how you unlock Mario Bros. As a stage, if I'm not mistaken. Again, a very cheesy stage. You can easily just do that. Wario has like his motorcycle and everything. You can pick it up and throw it. Even you can do a wheelie. I think Wario's animations are a lot more fluid in this game, and later games they kind of make it look almost a little bit more like stop motion-y, in my opinion. Which is actually kind of a nice look, but again, very interesting. He does also have his classic design as an alt, but by default he has the WarioWare colors, which kind of makes me sad in a way, that like we haven't gotten like a Wario Land Wario. It's almost one of those things where it's like you can have an echo, but I don't know how you make that work actually, like for differentiation. Like a Master of Disguise Wario, not that anyone actually played or liked Master of Disguise. I'm pretty sure everyone disliked that game. All-Star Battle ×1, challenges approaching. Fight 8 Brawl newcomers and all. So this is just the core, like, unlocked newcomers, if I'm not mistaken. So like, no Wolf, or, also no Snake either, actually. Which kind of makes sense, given that he's, like, elsewhere in the lineup. And no Sonic as well. But I actually don't know if those characters are unlocked by default, now that I think about it. Snake might be unlockable. I don't remember. Again, I went through Subspace Emissary to re-unlock everyone, but I kind of forgot who actually was core roster. Yeah. It actually makes sense if it was unlockable. Uh-huh. Yeah, Lucas was very overdue. They really wanted him in Melee from what I gather, but just Mother 3 was a development nightmare. I kept getting pushed back. Like, redesigned for GBA of all things. Oh, that worked very nicely, okay. Yeah, like Link, Toon Link's back air I really like. Especially in like Ultimate where you can like tap jump very easily. In this game not so much, because it's manual, you don't just press like jump and attack at the same time. Visit on it. In the legendary boys town, even one as timid as I could become a warrior. So Lucas versus Ness in On It. Oh, it's 2 stocks. I was like, wow, that was easy. Again, easy might be too easy at times. But again, just to ensure I could actually get through these at a reasonable clip, basically. Oh god, there we go. Lucas's up smash is very good. I kind of lean on it too much. Monkeys unite. Donkey Kong is under attack. Defeat his opponent. This stage is not great, from what I recall, for this.
Ready, go!
So yeah, fighting Sheik and Lucario as Diddy Kong. It's kind of weird how they also don't have their like stock sounds, but they instead use like more monkey sounding sounds. Wow, that was bad. There's a spike that's like insta-kill above. Or it's just a really high launch kind of stage. I don't remember which it is. Yeah, the little thorn there can just IK you, essentially. Oh good, a Metroid. That's what I want to see. Wow, Diddy's up smash is not great, I'm discovering. Well, Lucario just kind of took himself out there. Molten Norfair. Get inside the safety capsule before your foes to survive the lava of Norfair. So, this one is a lot, actually. We will die, but the gimmick of Norfair is there will be a huge lava wave, and you have to get inside a capsule. I forgot you started at 300%, so it's actually kind of difficult because of that. It's also hard to like KO anyone because of that. Like if Fox throws the right way, I could have easily died there. Spy here, yeah. So yeah, like so, piece of cake. Getting a time, well actually this KO base, that makes sense. Come on, Blue Falcon. Dawdle too much in the race will end. Ride Blue Falcon to victory. So another one where you have to win, I think, before the end of a lap. So the goal is to get a final smash and take out both Robs before the race ends. Ideally, we can hit both with one. Whether it'll work out that way, we'll see. This one also might take a couple tries, because I remember this being a little fiddly. Trying to get them to line up properly, but we did it, cool. Neat. Piece of cake. When pushed to the limit, his power grows. Fight Lucario at lethal damage. 11 seconds. So yeah, Lucario is very beat up, but that means his attacks will hit very hard. So we have to take advantage of that. Like so, again, easy might be too easy, but again, I prefer getting through this too quickly than not at all. Dora is with me. I think that's a quote from the movie. The slow and easy life. You want to enjoy KK Slider's show, but those guys keep getting in the way. So this stage has an Easter egg where if you play it on, like, between 8 PM and midnight, on Saturdays, KK Slider will perform, like, in the actual game. So this is like an easy way to actually see this gimmick. without actually having to play it on a specific time of day. 3 beasts are in the tyrant's town. Facing them is a lone figure, Rob. 3 beast carnage. All right. New Park City. I feel like there's a reference to like Rampage or something, which I have a story about that game. I tried playing the NES one, and I kind of rage quit it as a kid because I could not understand the controls at all. I don't know if Rob's the best character for this. Hi, Ultimate Chimera. Yeah, case in point, Ultimate Chimera is very strong. Alright. Actually, the hammer might be good, but the problem is the floor is destructible, so I could just plummet straight through the floor. Or that can happen. Luckily, Bowser's kind of stuck at the moment, so we should be fine. So I do this, so I can just whiff, that works too. But yeah, the hammerhead actually can basically KO if it hits an opponent, so that's a viable option. Flower blooms in the echoes. Wrapped in sound waves, flowers of joy bloom. Make all the leaves on the right tree red. The right tree? I was reading center tree. So like, wow, okay, bad advice. Unless it's like variable by difficulty, which I don't think it would be. Again, pay us to read the instructions too, because if you don't read the instructions, you might think, like I did in practice, that you have to make all the trees red. That is not true, it's just the one. Actually, down air is effective, because you can deal with a lot of multi-hits. This one's actually very challenging. And again, like the Skyworld one, if Olimar goes down, then he's just out. Yeah, trying to juggle the leaves is the hardest part. There we go. Again, the record was bad because I didn't think about how this actually worked. All-Star semi-final regulars. 4 hidden characters from the past games. They're secret perfect attendees. So the remaining 4 to round out the roster to 12. On Yoshi's Island from Melee. And I'm trying to think of what the music is. Feels like Melee's, but it's like these are 64 characters actually. I don't think we've seen the All-Star Battle yet. Cool. Oh shoot, oh god. Neat. We're fine. This is a very unwieldy stage, by the way. I've definitely had weird KOs here. I'm trying to figure out what song this is. I can barely hear it, actually. Partly because I'm talking. Yeah, that was kind of slow, but it's fine. Sonic Boom! Hey guys, is this kind of joke? Isn't one Sonic enough? That's what a lot of fans say. Anyway, when it says Sonic Boom, it means the song Sonic Boom is playing. The one and only appearance of Jason Griffith as Sonic in Smash Bros. Because by the time 4 came out, he was already voiced by Roger Craig Smith. Thank you, Serena. I do like the typo. Oh, hi, Munchlax. Sonic is desperately in need of a shakeup. Honestly, if he comes back in the future Smash Bros, he desperately needs a new moveset. Because his moveset's been the same since Brawl, and it's kind of based on Sonic the Fighters, from what I recall. Which is like a deep cut for most people. But I actually kind of stand by Sonic the Fighters being mildly entertaining, albeit not remotely balanced. There's plenty of video essays on how broken Sonic the Fighters is. The ultimate bodyguard. Ganondorf's attack cell as she focuses. Protect her at all costs. Is this the one I think it is? Yeah, okay. So she will eventually, if the fight lasts long enough, she will turn into Sheik and actually start fighting. I wonder if anyone actually learned about Sheik because of this game. Like, got spoiled in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, Martha is still only Japanese in this game. Did Martha have a dub in the Wii U game? I don't think so, because Heroes wouldn't have been out. And I think Heroes was the first time Martha was actually dubbed. You have this shield breaker move, which is very powerful, but also very unwieldy, especially to hit with the tip of the sword. Oh, that's bad. Wow, these are hard to launch. This is not a small stage either, which isn't helping. There we go. Tripped right on schedule. Zelda will move because, again, the next part is on a platform over lava. She will move. Is that the Dark Knight back there? I never noticed that before, probably because stage is very low res on Wii, so I never really picked that up before. Yeah, that's how powerful the shield breaker is optimally. I forgot what I was talking about before this. Yeah, now Sheik's out and actually ready to throw hands. Again, I still stand by, like, my most wanted either being, like, Soul Bad Guy for a future Smash Bros. And, like, a Resident Evil character. Bird in the darkest night. What's happening? It's getting darker. Today just isn't my lucky day. So, fighting Mr. Game & Watch, a very dark version of Brinstar, as in it will basically become completely pitch black after a bit. But yeah, like, you could do a lot with Sonic in terms of, like, a Frontiers-inspired moveset, and I think that's what they should do if they do another Smash Bros. Is they should just kind of revamp a lot of characters. Advent of the Evil King. The King of Evil wants Triforce, but the fated pair have help from above. So fighting Pit, Zelda, and Link as Ganondorf. On the Great Temple, which is like great. Just what I want to see. I don't know how to make this work. Like, not painful. Because this feels hard. Again, this is the kind of stage where on normal, I would not be able to do this. Especially because, like, I can barely move with all these attacks right now. On easy. So yeah, imagine hard mode on this also. And also, Ganondorf has gotten a redesign in this game. He's Twilight Princess Ganondorf instead of, Ocarina. It's kind of interesting, because, like, Ultimate then goes to the method of having a different Zelda character per game. So, like, Link in Ultimate is Breath of the Wild, Zelda is Link Between Worlds, and then Toon Link is Wind Waker, obviously. Young Link is Majora's Mask, essentially. Because, like, I don't think he gets fire arrows in Ocarina. So yeah, I do think he's more specifically Majora versus Ocarina, and then Ganondorf is from Ocarina of Time. That's a good remix of the Pokemon Center theme, by the way. All-Star Battle Melee. It's stage challenges from Melee. What's different between then and now? Good question, let's find out. The answer is not much, actually. Again, this is before most of the major changes. Again, I think Peach could use some stuff from Showtime, like transformations. Essentially, Peach being a stance character would be weird, but actually fitting. But kind of like Shulk almost, where you have like different specials, like a radial wheel of just the different like Showtime transformations. I think that could actually work. It might be a little complicated though. Yeah, I don't know if that would actually be a good idea now that I'm verbalizing this thought. But that is just something that came to mind. I almost feel like if they do another, like, shake-up for Zelda, an option would be to have her in the Tears art style, which is also Breath of the Wild for that matter, but replace the Phantom with Minoru. Like, genuinely, I just had this idea come to me. I'd never considered that before, but now I'm like, you know what? I kind of want that, actually. Like, or just a construct, basically. It wouldn't have to be Minoru directly, though her final smash could be Minoru. That could be cool. Again, I almost feel like there's only so much you can do for some characters. Ganondorf could definitely use an overhaul with like how aggressive he is in like Tears of the Kingdom as an example. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how they would revamp characters. The Visitor, it's a flat zone. Can anyone move well in this flat world? Maybe an ally? Maybe not. Alright, fighting all of these very flat characters. As you can tell, Game & Watch is not my main. I'm not the best as them. Alright, 2 down, just Peach left. Piece of cake. Flat Zone is such a weird stage to actually get KOs on because it's, well, very small because of the LCD. Final Smash could be the special attack from the Warriors game. That's too true as well. High-tech special forces. Colonel Snake. This is from the Colonel Snake. Intel shows Fox and his hired 3 bounty hunters to kill you. I cannot sound like Ben 10's grandpa. I'm not even gonna try. I love the encounter theme. I want to play Metal Gear Solid 1. I want to get around to it someday. I hear the collection's actually decent on Switch now. The only problem is it's not on the cart. Though nowadays the problem is, like, even on PS5, you have to download so many patches. The pirate airship. Your chance comes when the whirlwind lifts the pirate ship. Finish in the sky. This one's actually kind of annoying. Thank you for that duration check. I'll get on that in a moment. This mission's really annoying, actually, because you basically, as the description says, you have to defeat the Yoshis when they're in the air. Sometimes they'll just do stuff like that and KO themselves, which sucks. So it's a little bit out of your control sometimes. Oh, a little too much oomph on that. So yeah, like this is when you want to KO, and then you just get put in an egg and you can't do anything, which is like neat. Wow, that actually counted, I think. Nope. See, it barely touched the water, and it was actually on the way down, so it didn't count. So yeah, this mission just kind of sucks, in my opinion. This one's just kind of frustrating, because the like timing window is so narrow. And if you KO one by accident, then you just have to restart the whole process. So yeah, not my favorite challenge. You can just do cheap shit like that. Yeah, that's too late. Okay, so we just have to sit around. That's the other problem, is you just have to wait, basically. So now this one heals, we have to actually re-damage it. So yeah, this one's just time-consuming. It's just kind of annoying, because the window's too small. And like there, it's like, oh good, now we have to restart that process on the blue Yoshi. Or the red Yoshi, specifically. I guess that counts. Cool, I'll take it. Again, just kind of frustrating. Well, the wolf hunts the fox. Oh yeah, this is the pirate airship. The wolf hunts the fox. Wolf will be the one to finish you. It's Star Fox's final battle. Yeah, about that. I mean, I guess technically... this technically is Star Fox's final battle, because everything since has been a remake. You know, I had this realization earlier today that I've been seeing a lot of complaints about the vibes of remaking Star Fox, and just how much a lot of fans don't like the 64 3D. And they don't like Zero either. So there's sort of the fascinating dichotomy of, on one hand, people are tired of remaking the same Star Fox game over and over. On the other hand, there really isn't a definitive version, because it feels like all the fans hate every remake of this series. Because the atmosphere is not right. Which, I mean, that's not going to be any better with the new remake, to be honest. Because it definitely is divisive. I think it's actually interestingly divisive, because it's gotten people talking about Star Fox in a way that I've never seen. All-Star Battle times 2. It's even more new Brawl characters. There's a total of 8. Defeat them all. So I think these are the unlockable roster characters. Oh, this is gonna take a bit. Yeah, I'm torn on it. Again, the reason I'm torn on it is I just don't want to buy Star Fox when so many other games are coming out at the exact same time. That's my actual reason. I don't dislike it on paper. My biggest issue is I just wish we were getting something, like, spread out at this point. Because, like, Rhythm Heaven is definitely a priority, because I like Rhythm Heaven. And the games tend to be rare and not sell well. So I want to prioritize that, because if I don't, I might not ever be able to buy a physical copy of this game. And then Splatoon is Splatoon, so yeah, I'm interested in Raiders. So yeah, Star Fox just has the misfortune of kind of releasing between two games I'm really looking forward to. Like, it's weird that Nintendo's been spacing everything out so much, only for them to just drop everything in, like, June, July. Oh. Well, now everyone's slow motion. How you like that? Oh, well, this is just kind of miserable. There we go. Oh, I'm still slowed down. What? What happened? Why am I still slow motion? Weird. I've never seen that happen before, because I picked up I picked up the one that slowed me down first, I think. So, like, why did it wear off second? Like, genuinely confused by that. I feel like Link's first hit of his forward smash doesn't launch as far either. As, like, it doesn't have as much push as regular Link, so he can actually chain the second hit easier. At least from what I can tell. Good job, Snake. Real smart. So it's Sonic, then... Oh, sucks to be you two, I guess. And Wolf. Got it. Oops. Cool. So yeah, I'm like, again, I'm interested in the new Star Fox just to see the different take on the story, mainly. But I'm also not, like, over the moon about it just being a remake. And also, like, a back-to-basics remake, in a way. Like, I almost feel like I wish it incorporated stuff from the later games, even if it was still just based on 64. The final battle, Bowser, King Dedede, and Ganondorf. A battle with the bossiest of bosses. So, another choose your character level. So, yeah, I don't know who to pick for this. I say picking Toon Link immediately. But the problem is, Toon Link's light, and he's fighting heavyweights here. So this might go real bad. Yeah, case in point, we got very crushed immediately. So, yeah, that's why I'm kind of unsure if I should swap or not, because Toon Link's just not necessarily cut out for this kind of a setting. Oh, that's bad. I don't know what I was trying to do, but sure. I'm trying to get a smash attack to work, but it's not quite landing. Ew. Well, that was a good 2-for-1. Not a 2-for-1, but like 1-2 punch. Well, Dedede is gone. That helps. Get a little bit more stage real estate to work with without one heavyweight character here, and then... Speaking of heavyweights... Bye. Well, that was cathartic. And then finally, the final battle. It's the real final battle, so it's against the 3 company mascots, essentially. So you got Big Mario, Snake, and Sonic on Final Destination. So we'll have to see how this goes. because it could go very badly with, again, a lightweight character against characters that can KO you very quickly, in the case of Giant Mario and Snake, specifically. Well, actually, that's good. If I can land a hit, that'd be good. Otherwise, it's not the most effective. That works. Sonic is still there. Actually, this might be very good. Well, it kind of worked. Alrighty. Shoot. Yeah, I was just— oh shoot, I didn't get it. I thought I got it for a moment and I definitely didn't. Ow. Not enough, but danger zone. Oh, that was a Deku Nut. Okay. I feel like the CPU's taught more in this game than even like Melee. This is a very good theme, by the way. I love the Final Destination version of the main theme. And it's just me and Mario, fittingly enough. So we'll see how we do here. So yeah, I'm really glad I picked easy on the whole, because oof, owie, my bones. We definitely got the shit kicked out of us a little bit, but we made it. But here's the catch. There's a co-op version. I'm not gonna do these because doing co-op missions by myself does not sound fun, but there's like 20 or so missions just for co-op, which is nice. Some of the characters that aren't really focused on in the main mode are actually focused on there. Really quickly, there's the trophy gallery. You can arrange it by series or by type, which is interesting rather than like the list view. You can like move them around, you can change the lighting on them, and they all have different descriptions. Not gonna go through all these, partly because I don't even have them all unlocked. But yeah. Just wanted to quickly highlight that because again, I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention that for Melee. Again, we'll be seeing some of these characters very soon. Yeah, interesting arranging them by series. There's a lot of trophies in this game. Again, I miss Crystal for obvious reasons. There's the trophy hoard where you can actually arrange trophies in different like ways in order to get photos and save them to the SD card. There's coin launcher, which is your mode to get more trophies. It's just a little like arcadey game where you can like fire the coins you've collected into these little like enemies, and you can also use them to pick up the trophies. Again, not gonna dedicate too much time on this, just want to show it off real quick. And then you have the sticker album where you can see all the stuff you've collected. I forgot Ashley was here. Yeah, a lot of the effects make sense. I thought Blaze was gonna have fire, to be honest. This kind of feels like Proto Spirits in a way. Like, kind of the same vibe. Yeah, you can arrange them in different ways, like size or series. And yeah, it's just different like official art. Again, very much kind of like Proto-type spirits. And you have the sticker center, which is just kind of for arranging them. You got a stage builder in this game, that's kind of nifty. Again, not gonna go in depth here for the sake of time. But yeah, you can just make custom stages based on different like sizes and backgrounds and just like draw in different elements. Obviously it's better on like Wii U where you actually have a touchscreen. Album is self-explanatory, this is for screenshots. I don't know what the screenshot is, or if that's just like an example one. Again, challenges, it's a game directed by Sakurai. Of course you have a challenge board. I wonder who that is. Got replays, maybe the time is just wrong, but no, I didn't do it with Lucas, so yeah, I have no clue what that is. You got masterpieces, which is actually like trial versions of games that were available on Virtual Console at the time. These are unlocked by certain conditions, like playing certain amounts of rounds with certain characters, and just little slices of the different games. It's like a save state to specific moments. Yes, people have speedrun Ocarina of Time. People found a arbitrary code execution to actually finish in 5 minutes. This is not a bit. Someone actually did figure that out, from what I recall. And finally, we have the Chronicle, which is just like a list of all the Nintendo games that have come out. So yeah. And options and data is pretty self-explanatory. I actually did learn that it does save all the different variations. I thought it only saved one, but it's actually nice that you can get both variations. You also have all the trailers, which is really nice. The E3 trailer is very iconic, but we're not going to go through it because, you know, it's the trailer. You can look it up on YouTube probably. You got the notices of all the things you unlocked. Just general stats. Of course, it's 17 hours. What did I expect? Sound test is self-explanatory. You can also set the duration, like the odds of songs coming up in the Smash Bros. Mode. Like, you can set different custom rules. There's a rotation mode. There's just a lot of options. Again, I think it's why Brawl is like the most feature-complete game in the series. Even though a lot of people can make arguments for like Melee being more mechanically interesting, or like Ultimate having the most content, albeit I also wish it had more like single player options and just some of the classic modes. Like, I wish it had like a break the target mode in the same way that like Melee did, or like a lot of other cool features, but it doesn't, so oh well. Yeah, that was a quick look at Super Smash Bros. For this series. So yeah, next time we'll be moving on to a new game, and I'm excited about that one. I have a fun surprise in store for that one. Yeah, it was really fun going through Brawl again. Had a good time with this. Wow, I can't believe I did that in 2 hours. I thought it would take 3 hours. Like, genuinely. I was like expecting this to be like able to fit in a 3-hour stream. But I genuinely am surprised we were already done with this. And now I'm like, what do I do? Because, like, yeah, also ads are starting. But yeah, given that I already did the stuff I was planning on doing, part of me is just like, do I just call it early and actually, like, relax for once? Because part of me feels like maybe I should just relax for once. Ads are running, so that's unfortunate. So you cannot hear what I'm saying. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Schedule for the week, Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. Friday, we'll start the next Fox Girls fave, so we actually might start on Wednesday if I feel like it. And just do Wednesday, Friday to get a good start on that game. But either way, next game in the series starting very soon. And the next Monday will still be that Fox Girls favorites. I've not been subtle, it's Wind Waker. With a twist. I've been cooking. I'm very excited for everyone to see what I've been cooking. Yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, you can follow for notifications when I go live in the future. I have a YouTube channel for posting edited down versions of streams and possibly original content. I always say that. I still have not done any. I got a VOD channel for archives. I have a Blue Sky for posting updates, except today where Blue Sky's dead. I actually don't know if it ever came back. Looks like it did. Eventually. Cool. I have a Ko-Fi as a tip jar, and a Throne for sending me gifts. The latter two being completely optional, but any additional support is greatly appreciated. So there we go. Someone just started streaming with a game that I actually don't want spoilers on. So part of me is like, what if we just raid this person really quickly before they actually get started? Again, I'm a little thrown off actually, because I wasn't expecting to get through this in one stream. I thought this, or like 2 segments of the stream. I thought it would take a full, like, I don't know, hour. So it was like extra hour to get through everything. Like, I kind of cordoned off like an hour for this in like an hour and a half maybe for the event mode, and then spending the last like half hour going through the remaining modes as is. They kind of crammed them all in. So oops. Also, you can't even hear what I'm saying if you're not subscribed or have an ad block, to be blunt. So yeah, just assume I'm saying stuff, I guess, question mark. You know what, I'm feeling a particular game on Wednesday, but I'm debating if I want to do it or not. I don't know if I want to announce it in case I change my mind. I also need to get better at making schedule graphics, and also all the original content on YouTube. I have a video in mind, but it could go really badly, so I've been hesitating. Also the hydration check, so I'll do this real quick. I'm waiting. Do we have a raid message? I don't think we have a raid message. It's like, I don't think there's anything particularly raid message worthy. But yeah. Again, I'm a little thrown off by how fast that went. Like, genuinely, like, I don't know what to do now, so I'm just gonna end. Again, if you don't want spoilers for this game when it starts in time, I completely understand. But they also haven't started yet. So, they're just on their, like, setting up screen. So that should be safe, right? I don't get to raid this person that often. A lot of the other people I'm following are doing spoilery shit, or are really big streamers, and I get nervous. So the people I haven't raided recently, this one makes the most sense. Again, I don't know anything about this game. It's one I'm mildly curious about playing on my own, so I'm probably gonna raid and run as well. But hi, we're gonna raid Tiger, because we don't get to raid Tiger very often. Which is weird, because normally they do stream on Monday, so you think I could raid Tiger more. But they were playing spoilery games for a bit, I think. I think that's why. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you all for watching. I hope everyone has a good rest of their evening and a good rest of their night. Again, schedule for the week is hopefully Wednesday might be a variety day, or the start of Wind Waker. But for sure, if we don't start on Wednesday, for sure Wind Waker on Friday. Hopefully, unless there are any sudden changes, which I'll do my best to announce, if I'm able. It's gonna be weird. It's weirdly quiet, because, like, a lot of my friends are going to a con this week, so it's like... part of me feels like I should try to do something special, but, like... I don't know, I got nothing. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, hope you have a good rest of your, day and evening. And I will be back very soon with hopefully more Fox Girls favorites. Yeah, thank you, and good night everyone. Take care.